Hi, Alvin. Alvin.
Welcome to the Cartoons with Animals in Them panel.
Whoa!
I know you're missing the dance comp for this, so if you decide that this is a waste of time, feel free to leave and I won't cry too hard. So I'm sure you're all just bursting with questions, right? What is a cartoon? What is an animal? And are we put on this earth only to die? So I can't help you with those first two questions. I don't know. I don't think anyone really knows. But that last one I do know, and it's no. We are put on this earth to live. Isn't that the very definition of animation? So we got a lot of people up here. It's an animation panel, but it's also kind of general. We have voice actors and musicians and live streamers all operating around loosely animation cartoons. So what we're going to do is go down one at a time, introduce ourselves, show y'all what we made for you. We got like a ton of new, never before seen animation, secret stuff, behind the scenes stuff, you know. It's all very exciting. So first up, everybody say hello to Fishy Frog.
I'm Emily. I'm also known as Fishy Frog on the internet. I like to make little silly cartoons. And are we showing the films first, right? And then
I think you had a slide before. Let's find out.
Let's find out.
Oh,
I got Hog Wild up on stage, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm moving really fast, but it doesn't look like I'm like destroying everything, but I'm cleaning it up really quickly at the same time. Yeah, I have a little film called Computer Time to show you guys, and it's about a universal experience on Club Penguin.
Memory.
Enjoy. I'm an animator. I like to make little cartoons that make me laugh and make other people laugh by proxy, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of just my thing. I like to draw little dudes and make art about little dudes. What else to say? Yeah,
You did a great job.
that's it.
That's you. That's me. Hi everyone. My name is Mike. I'm also an animator. I was in the ending of that last film you just saw. I've got a little film for you today that is not done. So all the audio is like scratch audio. Might not be mixed well. Some of it's storyboard, but very happy to show it. It's called Good Morning, Good Night. It's in there, but she voices the rabbit. He voices the little eyeball guy. That's also her on guitar, and I'm singing in that. So yeah, that's it. Anyway, like I said, my name is Mike. Already been kind of introduced here. I'm an animator. I do some voice acting a little bit from my friends and stuff. Some of my art, I guess. That's it.
Wow.
Goodness.
Hello everybody, lo and behold, that's me, Ragtag. I'm not a dog in real life, but maybe you can just imagine for a second that I am. This is me. I do voice acting, mainly that's my main thing. And I also draw and do some animation stuff on the side. And I prepared a little film for you guys today. And it's what we call in the animation world an animatic. So our film isn't done yet, but it will be done. And I worked on this with a lot of cool people, Adam included. And we're gonna show it to you guys. It's called Garage Sale, and it's something that we hope to have out within the next few whenever. So thank you. As you just saw, credits-wise, I voiced Shen in that cartoon, and I storyboarded some of that. Adam storyboarded arguably more of that. And my friend Julie Maravich is doing the voice of Kat. Our sound composer Griffin is responsible for all the music and that cool little song you just heard. And Cowbell's Woos, so that was all him. And we've got backgrounds by my friends Cam and Sam, and some of those storyboards on the song were done by my friend Jeremy. So that should be coming together real soon. We're super, super excited about it. So thank you all. Very, very much.
A year, 2 years, and 3 years.
At some point.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Could it
hi. It's, hello. I am Chester the Otter. You can also call me Chris. I am a streamer primarily. I sometimes do art, sometimes. And, yeah, this is a lovely little alert animation that my friend Justin made me. And, so I have, if you're on Twitter, you may have seen this a few years ago. I have like a very short, like 15 to 20 second clip for you from the film that I'm working on that has Chester in it. And I'm gonna play it for you. That's a film that started as a student project. Oh, this is just a bunch of stuff. I don't know. Yeah, so that film started as a student project, but it sort of grew past that, and I've sort of kind of put it down a little bit to start streaming, but I want to get back into it, and I've been kind of chipping away at it since. A lot of it I have to kind of redo a little bit because that footage was rendered in a 3D software program called Maya, and I'm doing it in Blender now, so a lot of it has to be like sort of redone a little bit, including those scenes, but it's just going to be the same thing, but in like a different, program. So even though I'm streaming now, I still kind of do art a little bit. A lot of these memes, I guess they're memes. I made a lot of these, including that really scary looking ferret-looking otter. And there's like some Cult of the Lamb fan art in the middle. And there's Chester hanging out with the Pope for some reason. And I don't know. I don't really think about the memes as I make them, but I make them and it's a lot of fun. So I don't know. Maybe I should just do that forever because it's a blast. I got one more slide after this. These are my YouTuber models. I have a new model in the works. I haven't shown this to anybody before. It's coming sometime soon. It's just a lot cleaner, even though it's pretty similar. It's just more symmetrical and neater, and I wanted to make it a little bit more toony because the first one I have on the left is what I started with 2 years ago, and I don't know, there's something about it that I really like, so I'm trying to capture more of that like toony look again, and that's going to come sometime in the near future. And yeah, there it is.
Oh God, it's me. Hi. Wow. I'm the one who bothered all of you to come in here to press. I'm Hitler. Hi. On the Twitch thing, I'm June Handler. But I'm Jackie. Hi. Nice to meet all of you. There's a guy. That's about as much art as I make, really. I do the emotes for my channel. They're very fun. I can do art. I just don't do animation like all of these talented people over here. Everyone's so talented. Give them a round of applause. Yeah, that's why am I here? But I'm here because I do the voice for Sandals. I do the voice for the funny guy and the funny cartoons. So that's why I'm here. If people know why I am. Those are the things I do. Wow, I do all those things all at the same time. I do Sandals. I did all of Spike Gets Spooked, the greatest film to ever come out of all time. You guys may remember that. I also run Pokemon stuff. I do Pokemon a lot. I do a lot of Pokemon. If you came to Competitive Pokemon 101, hi, I was there too. And I also run a tournament group. I don't know, if you want to do Pokemon tournaments, I do that too. That's fun, and there's my VTuber. He's cute. He's a little PNG tuber guy. I'm not rich. But as an appetizer, I guess, to our stuff coming soon. Look, he's 2 people away. Soon it will be the DeadlyComics thing. I have just a bunch of stuff that I've voiced for Deadly. Isn't that cool? And I put it all together.
career-based thing right now. I'm taking about 19 credit hours of college work in addition to all the stuff I do, drawing and otherwise. But really, I think it's just a matter of keeping things in perspective. You know, the fact that I am doing this in my free time, and the fact that I look back at my previous progress, stuff from years ago. I've always admired animation and voiceover, and just taking a look at how far I've come always reminds me of how much I can go easy on myself a little bit more of the time, because my motto is that I'm going to be able to do what I want to achieve if I just take the time to do it. You know, it's not like I am cutting anything off for a tax break or answering to a boss or anything like that. So it's really just I spend my time doing my main stuff, and then I try to keep art as fun as possible. Me personally, I'm mostly, I do a lot of writing and stuff. I'm a creative media major, so I start everything out as like a script. I think that having everything written down, you know, helps me keep organized in my head, and then I go from like script to storyboard, and then this garage sale thing that you just saw is like the biggest undertaking I've ever done before. I've never led like a fully independent cartoon like as a project manager, and that has just been like terrifying, and I hope I'm doing that okay, but yeah, it's just taking things one step at a time, really, just perspectivizing what you're really here for. So,
I am burnt out, so but going on walks is really great. I mean, it sounds like a throwaway answer, but it's really good for like a lot of different, you know, purposes. I feel like if you go on a walk, you know, just take a minute to like step back.
That's gross.
It's legit. I don't know. That's all I got.
My brain don't work, right? So I need routines. I need a lot of routines. With so many routines, I need everything to be in order all the time, ever, until it's not. But at least having some things that I know happen every time at the same time helps when something does happen that would burn me out. And then the only other thing I would say is listen to your body and your brain when it's telling you, hey, I'm about to get burnt out. You should probably figure out how to not do that right now. Because sometimes I forget to listen to that, and that's how I get burnt out. But your body and your brain kind of know what's happening. If you listen to them, you'll avoid it. That's my advice.
I don't know if I've gotten properly burnt out before. A lot of the time for me, I'll kind of take breaks just because like a new video game has come out or something. I'm like, oh, that's fun. But then when I finally find a song that I'm like, I'm going to commit to this as a thing to like progress through to actually releasing at some point, I kind of just zone in on it to the point where I'll be up at like 3 in the morning and not realize it and be like, oh, I'm meant to go to work tomorrow. But at that point, like, I'm having fun with it, so it's not actually like draining me in the process. Like, I don't realize that I'm tired until I close the music program. I'm like, oh, I need to actually sleep now. But yeah, I guess when it comes to actual like workflow, I don't really have a strict rule set in that regard. Like, obviously I can't do the end stuff without doing the beginning stuff, but I'm not like, I need to work on an album, therefore I've got to lay out the whole album beforehand. I kind of go like song at a time to try and get to that point slowly, building the blocks piece by piece, which is a very different, I imagine a very different thing for animations in regards to like, what is, like you need to have a whole animation plan out beforehand rather than deciding to do like 1 minute.
Except the fish at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like just tapping that in the beginning. But yeah, I don't know, actually enjoying the thing that you're working on is definitely the biggest benefit to not getting burnt out of it, because you're having fun with it. Like, why would you hate it all of a sudden? I don't know.
Yeah. I'm also in the driven by obsession camp, where you I don't know, focus in on something and have a really fun time doing it, and then if all of a sudden it's draining you or it's a chore, you know, let it rest for a bit and go back to the things that inspired you to make it in the first place. I don't know. For me, it's Adventure Time. I watch one old Adventure Time and I'm like, oh yeah, this is why cartoons are cool. I need to do this more. Yeah, who's next?
Great question.
Yes.
Long question, but great question. Oh gosh. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. There's a tiger by the toe. There's a goat. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Yes. Yeah.
Well, my question is for all of you. If you could switch lives with any cartoon character, who would you pick?
Ooh, that's a good
I guess just as it comes to your mind answer. I don't think we can go in order here.
Spike the Dragon.
Spike the Dragon.
I'll grab that one.
I would probably say the character I'm voicing right now, Cornbread.
Cornbread.
He has such a fun life. He doesn't really
He doesn't know what's happening to him.
He perpetually is just confused.
Yeah.
And
if you knew what's coming next, you wouldn't want to be.
I don't even know these things. You keep everything top secret. But he carries boxes down to storage, and I carried a box down to a dealer's alley yesterday. So I'm kind of living his life already. And who wouldn't want to be like a yellow cat? You know, lots of priorities. You don't have to think about what you want to wear every day. It's kind of awesome. Being Cornbread would be swag.
I also picked Spike the Dragon, so Adam's soul gets displaced.
I pick Twilight Sparkle so I can keep being friends with Ashley and Adam. Adam's not in there anymore. It's me now.
I'll be friends with his like floating spirit.
God.
I picked my cartoon that I made of myself, the guys that I'm wearing right now. I'm not even in any cartoons, but I'll be both of them at the same time. That'd be cool. I'll be those guys.
I have no idea. I guess I'd be like,
You even watch cartoons?
not dedicatedly, no.
Get out.
Get out.
Samurai Jack, why not?
That's a cool one.
Yeah.
I go with Ash Ketchum because I love Pokemon.
That was almost my answer. I'm the Pokemon guy. I have Pokemon on my side.
Can I change my answer to Ash?
Alright, so we got two Ashes now.
Yeah. Now assholes.
Good question.
Yeah.
These are fun. Thank
What
you.
would your answer be?
Yeah.
One day.
We don't have time for everyone else.
I'm always really impressed by the sound design in your cartoons. How much time do you usually spend working on that, and how much of that is like stock sound effects?
Oh, a lot of it. A lot of it is stock sound effects. Unless it's like the box. I have boxes. I can make box sounds.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy sound design, but I'm glad that you like it. I don't enjoy it because I can't listen to music while I do it. It doesn't work. Yeah. Just the curse. But yeah.
Excellent. Yes, you had your hand up too.
Hi.
Yeah.
I guess this is a question for the voice actors.
Oh.
So for any type of aspiring voice actor who wants to put in time that you found out yourself through all your trial and errors, what would be the difference that you would know between fully implementing fluctuations and such to your character that you're trying to voice and just simply reading words out of the script?
Oh, okay. So our advice on like actually reading, I don't know, with
Adding
feeling
adding
as your
yourself to a
character.
Yeah, you want to start?
Put it on me, okay.
Well,
So again, I'm a teacher. I'm a librarian specifically, and I don't know. I guess the way I don't know. I've always, when I read things, they come with the feeling, and I think that goes back to my mom. She would always read bedtime stories to me, and they would never just be reading. She would. My favorite one is there's a monster at the end of this book. And you know that one, that's Sesame Street, and I would ask her to read it over and over and over again because she do the different voices and they don't have different feelings and they don't have. So I've always read like that, and then even when I'm reading now, I'm a librarian, so I read a book 4 times a day, every day. But you know, I always try to add something into it. I don't know what my advice would be other than to just, I don't know, go silly with it, see where it takes you. Don't be afraid to be silly with it, I guess. There's no point in just reading normal or worrying about how it's gonna come out. You have the re-record button right there. You can just do it 1,000 times. Or if it's like Spike Gets Spooked, you just use every single recording of the time you said door, and you just put them all together, and then it makes that. But yeah, I guess just, I don't know, do it over and over again until it sounds right. I don't know if that's good advice, but do it over and over again. Add your own feelings to it. Say it a different way. I don't know, be silly. Cartoons.
That's good. Well, that's funny. My dad used to literally do the exact same thing with that exact same book. So that's perfect.
Oh my God, we're blonde here.
Genetically linked. For me, I think I really started doing voiceover and stuff just for me. And so it really wasn't a matter of me wanting to show off to anybody else. Did anybody read the Sonic the Hedgehog, like Archie comics?
Yeah.
So I used to subscribe to those every month before they ended in 2017. Terrible. Crime. But every single month I played all the Sonic games, and I wanted to find a way to make the comics more exciting. So whenever I'd get a new issue, I wouldn't even read it beforehand. I would literally just go in and do every single voice for every single character. And that is kind of what got me started with just the approach to doing voices in general. And I quickly realized that I do not sound like Jason Griffith naturally. And so that's where I get the methodology that, like, if I get to do a character for somebody, like DeadlyComics, or I was in a few CalArts films a few months ago, or whenever anybody asks me to do a role, it's like, all right, I'm approaching this as the character, but also Tim Eterno. You know, it's like, what can I personally add to this role in my own experiences? What can I add to the role that nobody else can? I'm not actually the first voice of Cornbread, surprisingly enough, and there was someone that did it beforehand. And I think I listened to those old recordings, and it was just a matter of me trying to do a combination of getting the inflection of that character. I'm trying to stay very true to their ideology and what they believe, and also just adding a little bit of my own flair to it. I like to have fun, and so yeah, that's very true. There's that re-record button. You can do it like trillions of times. That's why live readings and live sessions are like scary as hell for me. But when I get to re-record and just get to do it a million times, you're also your own worst critic. So when you just do a take over and over, sometimes you can just get to be like, all right, does this sound good? Does this sound good? No, it doesn't, right? You got to get out of that mindset, and you're just doing it for fun. And so as long as you can just combine what you think the character is and what you think you can add to the character, you're going to have a grand old time. So.
And one more thing to add to that, because it's not just me. Adam's usually on call with me while I'm doing this. Right? Like, he's usually there, and I'm saying it, and he's like, no, let's try a little bit like this. Oh, let's try a little bit like this. Like, it's not just us doing whatever we want, unless it's the door again. But it is also like what he's trying to portray in his cartoons. So that's the cool part too. It's kind of a group effort.
Oh yeah.
It's like playing, it's like having fun.
Yeah,
Imagine.
I had
having fun.
I had Jackie voice for one of my student films, and he was voicing a character who was getting kidnapped and pulled into a car, and I was like, these takes, like, can you try like blindfolding yourself and like spinning around in your chair and yelling? Like, pretend someone's grabbing you. And it was like felt insane, like telling you to do that. I think you actually like covered.
I did it. Yeah, I did it.
Did you get the audio?
Get into it. Yeah.
Did you like hold the microphone while you?
I'm pretty sure it was in the school, right?
No, I'm pretty sure I'm doing it over call because
we were doing it?
I didn't see you doing it, but I was like,
Lord,
can you
I
cover
don't
your
know,
eyes
but
and
I
just
probably
like
did it.
jerk around in your chair, like pretend someone's really grabbing you.
Whatever
works.
Whatever she asked me to do, I did it. That's all I'll say about that. That was such a long time ago. I'm so old now. But yeah, great question. Thank you so much. How much time do we have left?
Like 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
But, you know,
Speed
I'll
round.
stay
5
here.
second questions.
Be here until they kick us out.
5-second questions, so someone can skip you.
All right, we'll come back. We'll hang out outside too.
Yeah.
If you want to ask more questions, definitely. Yeah.
I don't have a question, I have a demand. Give me your socials. Give me them now.
Oh God.
Jeepers.
You should
Make it a slide.
Make a slide.
Make a slide. Make a slide. Oh yes. Okay.
That's not quite
That's
social.
not quite the social. Let's just edit them.
Yeah, edit them up. Edit them up. You can find.
Fishy Frog is just Fishy Frog.
Oh, at lowercase f.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Lowercase f _ frog, and that's on Instagram.
Underscore?
Yeah, underscore frog.
All right, boom.
Mine is make Mike one word.